How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. Today we are looking at a video by who recently was known as Tara, but she has since changed her name. I don't know if that's because she's getting more heat nowadays, or if it's because she sold poor Farouk, which is, I guess, a good thing. I don't know, depending on the type of home he went to. Farouk was her Arabian. So, now we're back at it with poor little Belle. But she is now known as Frisian Horse, Apollo, and his girl, meaning Belle. Or Bella. Bella. Sorry, Bella. Look at this tight rein. Lips already pulled back. Ears are back. Eyes just... nostrils flared. This horse is not comfortable. And she's looking over here and just pulling on this horse's face. And her tail is nicely trimmed. So it's about aesthetic and not about what is right for the horse. We're going to get started. God, look how far ahead she's like trying to do the sitting trot, but she's leaning forward so much. She's like taking Bella off balance, and she's relying on the reins to hold her in place. Ouch. Ouch. High head. And that's her trainer, I assume. And then we look at poor Bella. We see flared nostrils. Oh my gosh, foaming already. Look at those tight lips, the tight rein, pulling her lips unnaturally back. Her lips should naturally be like right there, where that little white line is. You know, right about there. If they're not pulled back to look like the Joker. Ouch. Open mouth. High head. She'd be steady if you would steady. Ouch. Ouch. High head. She'd be steadier if you... Sideways running. I mean, she'd be steady if you knew how to balance and you would get off of her mouth and her face. Cute little trot. When it comes to jumping, I'm not a fan of jumping with that extra weight and the flopping around. I mean, these little jumps, these are... I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, she's in soft, padded area. I think it's... If you want to go jumping and dawdling along, you know, that's fine. Do what you want to do with your horse. But I just try to think about what's beneficial for the animal, and you know, horses really don't jump a lot over obstacles like this in the wild in their everyday life. You know, I mean, dogs enjoy agility a little bit more because they're predators. They're made for that. But even then, be careful about how much you jump your dog, because the joints, you know, aren't made for constant jumping, even if the dog likes it. Horses, I don't think like it. Again, sideways running. I don't think she's doing too well. And that's not anything on Bella. It's just that, you know, the way Tara's controlling her. Bella isn't learning anything really good. Ouch. Chewing on the bit. Again, sideways. Trying to relieve pressure from the bit. No, she doesn't... You know, the lady is saying that she has to listen to you rather than thinking, I'm jumping. Okay, the horse doesn't want to jump anyway. And if they're going to jump, they need to be able to focus on where they're landing so they don't fall and hurt themselves and the owner, or the rider. And the rider, if they don't know what the heck they're doing, why the heck should the horse listen to them? I mean, they can't even think. You know, she's pulling so hard on the horse's head, they can't balance themselves when they do the little jump. It's just irritating. Gosh, tight reins. Oh, but we got a nice braided hair, you know, so, I mean, I don't know what the weather is like there now in the UK, but, you know, either way, if there's a fly or, like, bright lights, you know, so that she can't cover her eyes and, you know, use shade, and keep her hair the way it naturally is. She has it braided, so it could be giving her a headache. This could be annoying or distracting her. This little braid right here, tapping on her constantly. If you have the choice as a human to put your hair in a braid, by all means do it. If you want to make your horse look pretty, do it. But I just think, you know, when you're jumping and stuff like that, ouch. It can just be distracting or irritating to the horse. Oh. Ouch. 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 So I think I feel like she takes off. I feel like Bella takes off because she feels she's trying to catch her balance again. Kind of like a prance. Like she might kind of spook because we're out of pain, or she kind of spooks because when Tara lands on her, it seems like it's a lot, and it doesn't seem like she's in good enough shape or practiced enough to be able to catch herself. So she just like pounds back on the horse's back. Ouch! 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 Might be easier for her to just run after the little jump. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want a horse to be doing this. I would have them walk over, if anything. It's good for them to be able to, walk over things like this and get them used to it, but ouch! But, and when I say ouch, it's like when I see her, like, open her mouth or whatnot. I'm just instinctively speaking for the horse there. But, if I were on a horse, I certainly wouldn't have them jumping, even if it's a big Clydesdale I'm riding or Percheron that I'm riding. Love Percherons. Or Percheron. I think Percheron is I don't know what a proper name for them, but love those big, thick-necked boys and girls. Ouch. Chewing on the bit. And this is her thumbnail. I mean, I can't tell. It looks like she may have trimmed her whiskers off. Oh, that's really, really sad. Because whiskers are very important for a horse, and this is just so uncomfortable. This is a horse in pain. Look at how many wrinkles we have there. Okay, let's try to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wrinkles. Oh my gosh, look how tight it is, and she's foaming, and she's chewing on the bit because it just hurts. It's on her gums and pushing on her teeth, and she's just ears are back. This is a horse in pain. You can see that, like, the worry look on her face. It's pain. And she wants her to stand, but yet she's pulling back on her face. She's looking down. She's not in shape. She's just too big for this horse. She's not in shape to be jumping. This, I mean, again, it's nothing personal, but this is about having your body be in shape. If you're going to be like this, then at least have good leg strength, which is not, I don't see that. I would not be jumping horses. I would not be riding Bella because she's too small for me anyway, and I certainly wouldn't be jumping her. I mean, look at the veins already, and she's sweating, and she's just... this is not good.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe.
If you want to subscribe to her, please do. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you not to. So in the same video, we're going to be looking at a second one that somebody suggested that I look at one of Tara's more recent videos. And it says, "Whoops, I nearly steered Bella wrong. Luckily, the ladies behind me put me right. Thanks, ladies." So now she's doing endurance with Bella. This poor horse cannot catch a break. I mean, she's the new Farouk, so she's just going to be... I mean, her body will probably be ruined because she's still very young. She's like maybe 5, I think. Their bodies don't fuse until they're 7. I mean, you can start them and do short little rides and this and that. I mean, do whatever you want, but I think physically it would be better to start them when they're at least 6 at the very earliest. Again, their spine and growth plates don't close until they're around 7 years old. So she's got, I can't tell if she has like a fly mask or like blinkers on of some sort. And by blinkers, I mean like little blinders that go on the side like they have on, it looks like a fly mask, which, oh, she does have a fly mask, sorry. I can see it over her ears. This can make it more difficult for her to see. So with like they call them blinkers or blinders, which are what they have on usually carriage horses, to kind of take away their peripheral so they can only look forward or see so much, which I think is dangerous personally. I'd rather, proof my horse that they can, still see behind them and not just blind them, and that's a whole different, soapbox. But having mesh over your face is just as, can be just as difficult for the horse to see, because now there's like You know, it's like if you're doing this with your hands and you're like looking through mesh and whatnot, and every time, you know, you have to like move it really quickly to be able to see clearly through it. This can affect the horse's eyesight, which could cause her to slip and fall or spook more, or, you know, jump when she doesn't need to, or, you know, whatever. So I don't think you should go riding around with a fly mask over their eyes or anything else over their eyes that prevents them from seeing, because especially if you're riding on their back, because they rely on, obviously, vision. If you give them their head,
Good.
and you allow them to see where they're going.
Get on.
So she's going to kick her, even though she can't really see clearly what she's going through. We want horses to be able to see clearly because... Oh, I'll let it play. We want horses to be able to see clearly because... I mean, that was a good little thing. That could have spooked her, but that was a good desensitizing. We want them to be able to see clearly because if we give them their head, they know how to move and balance. I mean, it's like if we put really dark sunglasses on us and then we have somebody that on our back controlling us, we want to be able to see where we're going, so don't we just trip and fall. Because if I were Bella, I sure as heck wouldn't trust the person on my back. They may steer me somewhere that I don't want to go, and I think it's dangerous and they don't see it, but I'm the one who gets hurt, so I'm going to go a different way.
Thank you. Number 27. Completely. Thank you so much.
Didn't she just check through this lady? Why didn't this lady tell her where to go? I guess she didn't see her around the corner, but isn't that what they're there for? Apparently not. I thought she was there, maybe not. So, Bella, I don't think is ready for any of this. Physically, mentally. Yeah, this is a lot. And it's an endurance ride. She's not an endurance horse. She's not an Arabian. She's not... I mean, I don't know. Maybe she is. I don't know. I don't care. Even if you're made for endurance. This is, for Farouk and for Bella, a lot of weight. You're running on hard ground. And the way that she just plops, you know, it's also that much extra weight on the horse and on their back, and that much more wear and tear. I don't think Bella's gonna last very long, you know. So she's spooked. She's, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily spooked, but she's kind of unaware of that. She just kick.
Steady.
Over controlling. See, these two people over here. This is a perfect example of, I mean, look at this big boy or girl, and these two big horsies. This seems like maybe more of an appropriate size for Tara, or maybe even this horse, like her Frisian Apollo, you know, who's just been left into the field, you know, like he would be an appropriate size. Just like this horse would be more of an appropriate size for myself, a big draft, you know, and these people are riding more appropriately sized horses, and I see a lot of cobs and drafts being ridden in the UK, which is great. So they're just doodling along, you know, they're on endurance, whatever, and they're just walking, having a good time. Like, I would love to do this. This is my goal, you know, one of my dreams in life is to be able to have, when I have my own property, be able to have a, you know, big drafty horse and a little buddy with them, you know, maybe a mule or something, you know, and a few animals, and just be able to go out in a big field and just walk and just trail ride, just pleasure trail. You know, just go out on a little pleasure ride and go and see what we can, you know, get into and work on and desensitize and just bond. This is all I care about. I don't care about running or jumping or anything like that. You know, again, it's a privilege to be able to have these animals, to own them, care for them, and ride them. And she likes to go fast, so I'm glad these ladies are ahead of her, because they teach her to slow down, and it's easier on poor Bella. So Bella really looked at these two little, you know, slow pokey poke horses are ahead of her. I bet Bella's very grateful for that. We also have dark on one side, light on the other, which can be, you know, this little tunnel can affect the horse's eyesight. So she already has her mask, you know, netting there by her eyes, and now it can be even darker, and it can be, you can get glare and stuff from the light. So gotta be aware of that when you're riding. There's water that could be reflective, that can also, you know, kind of trip her up. I think she paused that there. She did pause there. I mean, that's beautiful scenery. I don't know if she meant to say something there or not, but it's beautiful scenery.
This looks a better track over this way.
Let go of your horse's head and let them decide what the better track is. This is closer to the edge. It seems muddy. They could slip. Maybe the water is the better way. Maybe it's better to teach them to go through water. I'm not saying that you have to do all this now. I'm just saying keep that in mind.
Well, I've never known Bella to spook like that. That stuff. Now, the only change that has made is, this morning I gave her a half a scoop of endurance mix because I thought, well, she's going quite a long way and she might need that extra energy.
Wow.
So maybe that has made her spooky.
So yeah, let's blame the endurance mix we give her, not the lack of training, not the fact that I don't know as a rider what I'm doing. And, you know, and it is a long way for her, and she hasn't, I am assuming, hasn't prepared poor Bella for this. And now she's carrying a rider that's too heavy, that's a sack of potatoes, that's pulling on her face for a very long way. And she doesn't spook. Or no, she is more spooky. I mean, I would expect her not to spook as much because she's stinking tired and worn out. But a little flappy, she can't see through the netting of her fly mask. Of course it's going to make her more spooky. You haven't prepared her for that.
I just don't know what else to put it down to because she's never been as spooky as this.
Have you ever walked her out with a fly mask? She's never been spooky. I don't know. I don't possibly know what could cause her to be so spooky. Not me, but Tara. She needs to look at herself. Good grief. Alright, well, we're going to end that there. Again, if you want to go follow her, then her new name is Apollo Frisian and His Girl. Or the Frisian Apollo and His Girl. Something like that. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for the suggestions. I hope you all are doing well. Go say how you do to your little critters. Give them some kind of loving for me. And until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.